Hey, not a lot of us can proudly call themselves alpha males, but I am interested if we could become one of them. But wait, who are alpha males? Usually some guys call themselves alphas to show that they are better than others. I bet you know them. Alpha males community consists of some strict rules that they need to follow. Let's start with the basics, how alphas look. I think their icon is GigaChat, and it is actually the first time when I see that someone uses him not as a meme. And they wonder what happened with all the real men. Yeah, the man on the left looks so real that even his abs started to look like a corn. I miss those times when men were walking topless with an axe levitating near them. Also, did you know that alpha males on 90% consist of a beard? I only question why the iPhone is not alpha approved. Or true alpha communicates only by smoking pipe? How to appear like an alpha man? Don't have a haircut that covers your forehead. I really need to know how is that backed by psychology. I imagine it like that. They took an alpha male and gave them bangs. And exactly at that moment they started to lose all of those muscles and the t-shirt started to grow on their skin. Don't get a TikTok haircut. It's so feminine, have a buzz cut instead. True, whenever I go to a hair salon, I ask to make a big TikTok sign on my head. It's so feminine and stylish. Use flowers or nurturing oils on your eyebrows to make them thick. I don't think that oily brows are very attractive, especially with a thick layer of oil. Speak slowly. Just hit your head on something to not struggle with this step. By the way, don't do that, it's a joke. And of course, after all of your work, don't be scared to show off yourself. You may ask me why they need to appear so aggressively masculine. I believe that they think that oily brows help them communicate with women. And of course, every female, in their opinion, desires to fall in love with them. Women are everywhere, brotherhood is rare. Remember that the next time you think about putting your woman before your brothers. Strangely enough, alpha males are mostly focused on impressioning other men. I mean, it's totally normal, just stop calling them brothers. It's a weird roleplay. Even though alphas need to communicate with women, but for some reason they do it in a really specific way. Because before any interactions they need to do a test on a good woman. Just like when you search for a fresh bread. Test for a good woman. You walk into a location that is unknown to you both. Lobby, mall. Does she stay quiet and follow your lead, or does she give her opinion on which direction to go? Good women defer to their men in unfamiliar situations. Every time I wake up and it's a new day, I feel so bad because I'm in an unfamiliar situation. I usually run out to the street to search for any man so he could lead me through this day. Sometimes I feel like alpha males think of a girl like a goldfish that can't even remember its name. Man, don't be mesmerized by her face and pelvic curvature. Check her feet. I'm not sure what alphas search for in females, but feet are a very strange first choice. Or maybe all alphas wish to live their best Disney life and find their Cinderella. Now we know that a lot of alphas are romantics, but for some reason they are restricted to act romantic. Because the only thing they keep romanticizing is pain and suffering. If you want to destroy a man, give him instant pleasure, cheap entertainment and comfort. If you want to build a man, give him pain, struggle, obstacles, and suffering. What alpha does if he feels just one drop of joy? Is there any instructions for this kind of situation? Never say break a leg to an alpha if you want to wish him luck, because he will think of it as a new way to build himself. What a paradox. Before reading the next text, did you know that French word for bread, pain, writes exactly the same as English word pain? So for us to feel less depressed, let's pretend that this post was made by a French guy. Law of life as a man. The more you welcome pain, the easier life becomes. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Make pain your best friend. Pain will take you places. Comfort will destroy you. I love my baguettes as much. But let's take it seriously. People were evolving for thousands of years until some of us began to miss those times where we were not making it to our 30s. It seems like they prefer sandpaper instead of toilet paper. Why would you want that? Also, it's worth mentioning that they ignore all of the colors except for black in their design of Instagram posts. Maybe they are stuck at night theme or something. More than struggling, alphas like to compare themselves to animals like lions, tigers, and wolves. Maybe that's why they don't like wearing clothes. Alpha mindset. A tiger doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. 100. Yeah, mostly because sheep don't live in the jungle. Yeah, and what are you going to say when you lose sleep and there is no sheep to count, huh? Now you will count with their opinion. Everyone wants to be a wolf until it's time to do wolf shit. The hardest part of being an animal is pooping. The best part that it's not even a meme. Being alpha isn't the cleanest job. I think we already got it by the previous picture. So prepare yourself to poop like an animal if you want to be an alpha. Also, alphas really like to be called for some reason. How to be called? Stay quiet after disrespect. I'm not going to speak until you like and subscribe. It's disrespectful for me. Thanks. Show no emotions. Walk like you don't give a F***K who the king is. What a specific type of walk. I'm very interested in what it looks like. Walk slower makes you look scary. What do they expect from walking slowly and talking slowly? That their whole body will fall in some anabiosis so they finally feel cold? Stay calm in serious situations. See who blocked you, share other blocked. I think in the last sentence the person was so cold that his phone stopped reacting to touch. And we got only part of his brilliant advice. I'll try this next time I'm too hot. I found a very strange alpha mindset TikTok account which I really want to show you. Basically they made some random man look like a chat and speak some alpha truths with a robot voice which looks very creepy. And as we know there is a rule in Alpha's Club to speak slowly, so I will read for them. Cause it's just impossible to listen and I believe that you don't like to suffer as much as these men. You relax in the bus when you don't know the driver. You relax in the plane when you don't know the pilot. So why don't you relax in life knowing that God is in control? I think you answered the question in the first two sentences. People relax when they don't know what's happening. And also you want to say that this guy in the sky is responsible for pandemics, explosive diarrheas, and that my Minecraft hardcore world was crushed? How can we trust him now? Sometimes alphas can be very gross. She is your daughter, you call her baby. Don't allow her to call you baby. A man leaves his father to become a father, but a woman never leaves a father. She switches from her biological father to an illegitimate father. All of this sounds so wrong in every level. I'm just interested, what will happen if a girl calls him baby? Baby. Is it like a trigger word? Or they believe the second she calls you baby, she will start putting diapers on you. Let's just never again put together words intimate and father and forget about this strange philosophy. That's disgusting. Some alphas think that without them the world will fall apart. Because men do the hardest and the most valuable jobs. People here talk about men working in the power station to produce electricity for women, so they could run their OnlyFans accounts. If you didn't know, that's the only way females can use electricity. Not even talking about countries where women and even children need to work for 12 hours daily in factories just to survive. But wait, what does this man do for a living? If he claims that he is a true man, which means alpha, he should be some factory worker or a builder. Didn't know that dating coach goes to the list of these jobs too. Must be so hard creating those lions and wolves pictures. I really want to see his students interacting with women in real life. And luckily for you, I think I found one. Hi, I'm Dean, the perfect gentleman, warm and passionate. Can we chat? No. Yeah, maybe not the best student. But he did everything the teacher said and showed himself from the best side. Or maybe I'm wrong and the reason why women reject this gentleman is because being an alpha or a dating coach is very hard work. Being an alpha male in today's effeminate society is no easy task. It takes grit. I'm in the midst of grueling cross-country road trip to save this country, but I wanted to take a moment in the hot tub to show you what a true alpha male looks like. Stay strong, kings! I can't believe it, it's Superman in real life! Finally someone will save us. I can't imagine how hard it can be traveling and taking pictures in the hot tub. Now I get it. If you feel like you're losing some part of your alphaness, just look at this king struggling in water and you will feel instantly better. Actually, this guy could be an imposter, cause as I found out, you can't say out loud that you are an alpha male. Alphas don't need to announce they are alphas, everyone just knows. Hey, if you really think so, maybe you should edit your profile name. Or it doesn't count if it's in brackets, but it's not restricted to hint that you're an alpha. POV, I'm walking up to your girl about to tell her I benched 225. Not only his incredible lying abilities and the love for showing off makes him an alpha male, but the way he wears his hat, which almost levitates above his head. Remember that guy with the magic axe? That's him. Basically, you will notice alphas right away because they will be the only people walking without a shirt and flexing their muscles. After that video, I recommend you to check your symptoms for alpha male, because this stuff is very infectious. I hope none of you feel an urge to hate women or suffer. People need to have an ability to show their emotions and accept their moments of weakness. I hope everybody gets it. I mean, it's cool to feel like a lion or a wolf, but being a happy person feels nice too. And of course, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm a small creator and it is really important for me. Bye!